Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a really long time. How are you guys? I hope that you guys are doing well. I've been really busy, so yeah. By the way, look at the setup. I'm trying this out and so far I really like it. But yeah, anyways, for today's tutorial, I show you guys how I did this smoky brown, so neutral colors with a pop of yellow. So I wanted to play with basic colors and pops of colors. Sounded weird, but yeah. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. That was a mess, but yeah, let's get into the tutorial. Hey guys, so it's been a really long time since I've last filmed. It's a really weird feeling right now being in front of the camera again, but yeah, I kind of forgot how I do this. It hasn't been that long, but I've been really busy and probably gonna say that in the intro, so I'm not gonna ramble here. I am rambling, but okay. So obviously I have my eyebrows done. I carved them out a bit. They look really bad. I'm just gonna say that now. They look really bad. So just excuse that. I haven't had the time to have them done. I haven't had the time to get them done. Yeah, but I'm gonna zoom you guys in closer because I want to start off with the eyes for this look. Okay, so I just zoomed you guys in closer so we can start off with the eyeshadow. I look really weird from this angle, but that's okay. So I'm going to start off with my Morphe 35F palette. Yeah, before that, I'm going to prime my lids. See, I forgot how to do this. I'm going to prime my lids with concealer. I'm just going to use my Colourpop No Filter Concealer. I don't like to put a lot of concealer just because if I do, it gets really thick. And then, I don't know, I just feel like thick concealer in your eyes isn't a good thing. Just gonna blend that out with my Morphe E46. Again, don't mind the eyebrows. Don't mind them. And then using an Etude House brush, I'm just gonna set my eyelids with some powder. Some people prefer not to set their eyelids after using concealer on them to prime their lids because it makes the shadows better. It shows the shadow colors better, but I personally like to set them. I just feel like if a shade goes on top of something that isn't set, same thing with bronzer, and if you don't set your face, it just gets really patchy. I don't know if what I said makes sense, but yeah. So now that we have them set, I'm gonna go into my Morphe palette. So for the first shade, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. It's the third one on the last row. They don't have names, but yeah, Morphe palettes don't usually have names. I think the new ones, I'm pretty sure, have names now. So I'm gonna take that on a really big fluffy brush. Why did I say that? So I'm just gonna pick it up with my big fluffy brush, tap off the excess, and I'm just gonna run that across my crease. You don't have to be precise with this. This is what these big fluffy brushes are for, good blending. I'm sorry if you can hear the construction noise. I know it's really annoying, but there's a construction site, like there's a house being built right behind my room. So my view is the construction site and their view is me. So probably wondering what the heck is she doing? What's she doing? Crazy. Okay, so for the next shade, I'm gonna go in with this one right here. I'm not going in with this one because this is a little bit more cool tone, so I want to keep it warm, so I'm using this. And I'm gonna take that on a more precise pencil brush, yeah. And I'm gonna run that through my crease again, but I'm gonna keep it really precise. By precise, I mean, yes, in the crease, but I'm not taking it farther down, nor am I taking it farther up, as you can see. Okay, so now that it looks really messy, I'm gonna go back in with my fluffy brush, the same one that we used in the crease, the first shade, for the first shade. Just going to blend it out. Make sure that when you blend the edges here, you go in circular motions so that it doesn't look sharp. That's just what we're going for this look. You can definitely make it sharp if that's what you want to do. Now we're gonna go into this shade right here. It's a really nice shimmery brown. Just gonna use my finger and I'm gonna pop that on my lid. I'm not gonna bring it too high up into the lid just so that I'm sure it doesn't get into the crease. I just want to keep that into the lid, oh, on the lid, never mind, on the lid, on the lid. So now that we have that on the lid, I'm just going to blend it in, blending the harsh edges using the same pencil crease brush we used. It's the more precise one. Okay, so I just zoomed you guys out. We'll go back to the eyes later, but right now I'm gonna prime my face so we can start with the base makeup. So for primer, I'm gonna be using the Wet n Wild face primer. It's a very nice lotiony formula. That's the kind of formula it is. Just gonna take some on my hand. That was a lot. That wasn't fun. Just gonna use my fingers to spread that out. The reason that I did my eye makeup first, usually I do my face. Do I? Actually forgot. But the reason for that is because this palette, the Morphe 35F, has a lot of fallout, especially with the shimmer shades, so just wanted to be sure that none of it would get on our face makeup. Before we get into the foundation, I do want to cover up some of the acne that I have using my Colourpop No Filter Concealer. I think I did this a while ago. Never mind. Yeah, anyways, I'm in the shade Light 20. This is a good highlighting shade, I think. But this is their old name. Their old collection of concealers. Because I know that they have new names for these now. But this is the old Light 20. I haven't gotten the newly named ones. So I'm just gonna put a light layer on my acne. I don't want to irritate it even more. I'm just gonna blend it out with my Morphe E46. Okay, so for foundation, no surprise, I'm using my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. This is in the shade 128 Warm Nude. So I'm just gonna take some of that at the back of my hand. Oh, that's a lot. And this one's actually a surprise. I'm going to be using a beauty blender. Oh, a sponge from Real Techniques. This is, I think, their Miracle Sponge. I think that's what you call it. Gonna do the usual foundation routine. If you guys watch my videos from before, you'll notice that I've only used a beauty blender or like a sponge once or twice in all my videos. How much I just love brushes, and sponges make me feel weird. But I just want something a little bit lighter for today. I'm just gonna bounce. It's important that with a sponge, even with a brush, that you don't drag. I definitely still do that with my brush, especially when I get really annoyed putting some blenders. Don't forget the upper lip area. It's going to look weird if you don't have foundation there and you have foundation everywhere else. Sponge eats up so much of the product. This is another reason why I don't use sponges. And make sure you go down your neck. I was thinking of doing a chit chat get ready with me. I really enjoy watching those from other YouTubers that I subscribe to. What do you guys think? Comment down below if you want to see that. But I don't know, I just have a lot of stuff I like to talk about. I'm just gonna add more layers to the acne areas. For the nose area, I don't like using a sponge. I really don't. It's not enough. So I'm gonna go in with my E46 just so I can get into those little corners. Because I'm definitely not gonna put concealer there, especially with this Colourpop one. It creases like crazy on the nose. That's what I don't like about it. But otherwise, I really love this concealer. The no filter one. I don't know if you can see from here, but the foundation looks really cakey. It just looks really bad on my skin. It's not clinging onto it well. Probably because I have really bad skin now. So for concealer, I'm just using the same one that we've been using throughout the video. And I'm gonna start by drawing some lines here near my forehead, on my chin, and on my nose bridge. Then I'm gonna blend that in. You have to work fast with this concealer, as I've mentioned, I'm pretty sure before in one of my previous videos, because it does dry down fast. I'm Okay, so with the still damp sponge, it's a good thing it's still damp, I'm just going to blend it in. Then I'm going to do my under eyes, so I'm going to draw an inverted triangle right below. I've actually stopped taking it really far down. I used to take it down until like here, but I'm now just staying under the under eyes and a little bit below that sometimes. It saves on product, and honestly you don't need to drag it down too far. Again, just going to blend out the edges with my sponge. Also gonna blend out the concealer itself, not just the edges, just to make sure. Okay, so now we're going to set the face with some powder. I'm gonna be using my Rimmel Stay Matte powder, pressed powder. Okay, I'm just gonna use a big fluffy Morphe brush. It comes in a set, so it doesn't have a name. And I'm just going to press the powder in. So I do want to bake a bit just in my nose area, like here in the corners, and under my eyes. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. This is in the shade 10 Fair Light. So I'm just going to take a tiny bit with this small brush, and I'm going to keep it here under the eye. And putting it here in the corner of my nose. Just gonna let it sit there for a second. I'm not gonna wait too long. It might give me too much of a white cast. So I'm just gonna brush it off with my big fluffy brush. So now that we have our face set, I'm gonna be going in with my Essence Sun Matte bronzing powder. This is in the shade Sunny. Yeah, it's a nice cool tone bronzer. It's more for contour since it's more cool tone, but whatever. So I'm just gonna take my Morphe R2 bronzer brush. I miss this brush, I haven't used this in so long. And just gonna tap off the excess. Just gonna start off by bronzing my forehead. So I'm gonna bronze the sides of my face and my jawline. So I'm also gonna take that bronzer, but on a more detailed contour brush. I'm gonna use that to contour my cheekbones a little bit. And I'm gonna go back into my R2 bronzer brush just to blend it out. Okay, so I'm just gonna let my hair down so that it can dry. So now that we have the base makeup done, I'm gonna go finish off the eyes. So I'm gonna go back into my Morphe 35F. I'm gonna be using a mixture of these two shades right here. So two shades we put in the crease. I'm just using the same brush that I used a while ago, my pencil crease brush, and I'm gonna smoke that out in the lower lash line. Now I'm gonna take a black felt tip liner. This is either from Miniso or Mumu, so I'm not quite sure, but it's just called the Big Eye Flawless Liquid Liner. This is really good. It has a nice big felt tip. So I'm just gonna line my eyes. I'm not trying to do a wing. I just want to have some black on my waterline, on my lash line, sorry. Okay, so now that we have some liner on, I'm going to put some Essence Extreme Lasting Eye Pencil on my lower lash line. This is really good. It's really black and it's really creamy as well. I just have a problem sharpening it because it's not like a normal pencil. It's not like normal wood. Okay, so I'm really loving how the eyes turned out so far. It's really smoky. It's perfect for like a night out or a party or anything, but we're not finished yet. So for the finishing touch, I do want a pop of color. So I'm gonna go into my Z palette. I haven't used this in so long, but I'm gonna be taking this shade right here, the yellow one. It's called Tiki. It's from Colourpop. It's a pressed powder shade. So this is like a mustard yellow. I kind of want something brighter, but I don't have a brighter yellow. So I'm going to take this on another pencil brush. The other one's already dirty, so I'm just going to use a clean one. Just going to dip into it and tap off the excess. And I'm going to put that in the inner corner. Okay, so this shade does need some building up. It might be here for a while. Okay, so it was taking too long, so I'm just using a flat shader brush from Colourpop. I usually use this for the inner corner, but with shimmers. It's pretty good for matte shadows as well. Okay, so since we're already here, we might as well just use the Colourpop Super Shock Shadow in Telepathy. This is one of their collaborations with Caffeine Lights. I'm pretty sure that they phased this out already. If I'm wrong, I'm so sorry, but it's my only bright shimmery yellow. Okay, that's a little bit better. When picking a yellow for this look, try not to, as much as possible, not to go into the gold yellows. Try to find one that's just straight up yellow, if you know what I mean. Because this one pulls more yellow than gold, definitely, which is what I like about it. Because if it's just gold, it just looks like your standard gold inner corner highlight. It doesn't really pack that much of a punch. It doesn't go for the same effect. If you want a gold, then go ahead, but for this look specifically. Okay, just to experiment, I want it to be a little bit more reflective. I'm gonna go back into my Z palette and I'm gonna be using this shade. It's from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. It's called Marshmallow. It was in the Sugar Glow Kit, but as you guys know, my Sugar Glow Kit broke. So yeah. So I just took that on the flat shader brush again, and I'm just packing it on top just to see. It definitely makes it more intense. It's not obvious, but the Marshmallow highlighter is actually a gold. Yes, it looks white, but it's a duochrome. It's like a white highlighter with gold reflects. So it's really pretty, really perfect for this look. So I'm just gonna kind of rub it on my hand so that it doesn't have any of the yellow anymore. And I'm gonna use that exact same shade so I can highlight my brow bone. I'm really, really liking how the eyes are turning out. Makes up for the bad base, so it's fine. Okay, so now I'm just gonna curl my lashes. It's just an eyelash curler from Nichido. And then for mascara, I'm just using the Maybelline the Falsies mascara. I'm really sad. I didn't know that the blue and pink one has been phased out for a while. I tried to buy it again after like 3 years of using the same one, but yeah, they didn't have it anymore, so I bought this. But this is so good. This is even better. I recommend that you buy this like right now. It's really, really good. It's a drugstore mascara, so you know. And then I'm just gonna use that for my lower lashes as well. Wait, I forgot to say, this was actually inspired by a look that Bella Fiori here on YouTube. She's really, really funny. She's one of my favorites. Go check her out if you haven't watched any of her videos yet. But she did a similar look for a Colourpop full face, something like a full face of Colourpop. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it was brown and yellow. I remember I screenshotted it. So yeah, this look was inspired by her. Okay, so I'm not gonna go in with any more falsies just because I actually hate wearing falsies. I love the effect. I mean, your look becomes 100 times better, but sometimes it's just not worth it, especially if you're just gonna watch a movie. Now I'm gonna go in with my blush. I'm using the Bobbi Brown Shimmer Brick. This is in the shade Rose, so it's like a blush topper, but I'm gonna use it as a blush. I'm gonna go in with that with my e.l.f. blush brush. Just gonna smile and put it on my cheeks. Okay, never mind. You know what? I'm just gonna use my Anastasia blush kit. I'm just gonna use this shade right here. This one is Coastline. Forgot their names. These are really, really pigmented blushes, but the only con is that it doesn't really last for a long time. If you want something that lasts for a long time, it is very cheap and is good. It sounded weird, but the e.l.f. blush palettes are like $6 and they're really, really good. You know, use those. I really like this blush kit too. I really love it. Just place that in the apples of my cheeks. It's really patchy, kind of mine. So I'm just gonna blend it out. Just using a powder brush, the big one that we used a while ago. And then for highlighter, I was actually planning on using this one, but since we put on the Bobbi Brown highlighter, I want to use this one. This one's called Starburst. It's just a really nice straight up icy pink. So I'm gonna be taking that on my Morphe Y13 highlighter brush. Also highlighting my Cupid's bow, both my nose, and right here, on top of the nose bridge. So on my forehead, just go at it. Okay, so to finish up the look, I'm using my Essence Instant Matte Setting Spray. That was a lot. It's important to dry it out a little bit so that the droplets of water don't ruin your makeup. Like they don't leave a mark. So to finish up the look, I'm going to be using my Colourpop Ultra Glossy Lip in the shade My Jam. You could definitely put a lip liner underneath this. It's actually better, but you can't be bothered. It's a really nice metallic, shimmery brown nude. It's going to put 2 layers. So this is the final look. I changed into my outfit. I'm wearing a black turtleneck and then a satin green ruffled bomber jacket, and I'm wearing leggings, and I'm just gonna wear like black flats. So yeah, I really like how this look turned out. I hope that you guys did as well. I hope that you guys did as well. And if you did, please don't forget to give this video a like, comment down below, and please forget to subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I had a really, really fun time filming, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys!